What up, what up, what up? This is Coach Rob from the platform Central Florida, Orlando, and I'm excited to talk to this athlete, this do-it-all athlete right here. Had a huge comeback win last week with 11 tackles, one tackle for loss, 175-yard punt return for a touchdown. Second game of the season, he had four tackles, one pass breakup, one kick return for a touchdown with 153 total kick return yards. First game of six tackles, zero catches allowed. I'm talking about the number one in 3A, number six in the state of Florida for kick return yards, three-star from the University of Delaware commit, Trenton Gummer. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for
I'm
having
doing.
me.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to get to talk to you. It's been fun to watch your games leading up to this point, man. And you're part of one of the best teams, not only in Central Florida, but in the state of Florida. How good is this team, and how far can you guys go?
I truly do think that our team is we have very high potential. Obviously, last year we were a great team. We had a lot of senior leaders that obviously went to go play at very big places, very good players. And I think the big thing going into this year is the transition from having a lot of those older guys. We had about 33 seniors last year. This year, it's obviously changing. It's a lot less seniors. I think our senior class is maybe 18 this year. But again, those guys are still studs that can make plays and obviously be role models to a lot of the younger kids who are now not only they're stepping up to fill roles, but also the older guys are playing roles that they're not used to, but they're still making it happen. So I feel like throughout the season we'll only become better. So I feel like that's a big thing for us. We just got to keep growing as a team, and I feel like eventually we're just going to be one of those teams in Orlando that people don't want to play against because I feel like we have something special building, and I think that's going to show soon.
They really do. And now you're a senior on the team now, and how has that leadership really changed from last year this year? I know you've been a leader your whole time there, but now you're the senior guy. So what has that leadership been like?
Yes, sir. I'd say it's a big change for me. Obviously, I've been a varsity kid for a while now. Since eighth grade, I've been playing varsity, and I feel like my role is now shifting from being like a, just a, I have to be more of a vocal leader rather than just like a leader by example. And I think that's huge for me because obviously it's easy to just show with how you play. And I feel like a lot of people can do that. But the shift to being able to not just play for yourself and then letting the people feed off your energy, but now playing while also being able to motivate your teammates who might have just had a bad play or a teammate who needs that motivation to keep going. Because at one point, I understand being in that position, and now you need somebody to believe in you, somebody to trust in you to motivate them to make a big play because that's big.
Yeah, there was some taking that leadership role. But one question I couldn't wait to ask you is how fun is it to play special teams? You look like you're looking for six every single time, and it's wild to watch you. And then I was watching the game that you guys played against Orlando Christian Prep. It felt like I looked away for a second and touchdown, you're running down the field. So how fun is it to play special teams, and what is your mindset?
Yeah. So obviously, I feel like a lot of people have certain opinions about special teams, about how they feel about it. They just want to be offensive, defensive players. But truly, I do feel like for our team, we take special teams very seriously. So I feel like being a part of special teams is something that not only is important, but something that means a lot. Like they don't just put anybody there in those positions. They truly believe that if you're on those spots, you can make plays. And I feel like I trust my coaches, and I honestly appreciate them for being able to put me in that position to make plays and trust having faith in me. I feel like it's my mindset is obviously it's not a playoff or it's not an opportunity to get a rest. It's an opportunity to shift the game, and I feel like that's kind of shown in the past couple of weeks as in returning in our punt team. Like we put a lot of effort into it, so being able to and show that like the work we're putting in is making a difference in games against other teams who maybe don't prepare it as much as we do. I think that's something that really is showing. I think that'll obviously continue to happen because we have a lot of guys who can make plays on special teams.
Definitely. So you get excited when you hear punt return and you got to run
Yes,
out there
sir.
or whatever, and it's like, okay, I'm getting six. Are you thinking
Yeah,
touchdown every time?
of course. I mean, obviously that's the mindset, but I feel like there's an aspect to it. You just gotta get what you can get. Obviously, there's you want to shoot for a touchdown every play, but again, that's if it's not in the cards, you just gotta do what you can. But I feel like having having people on the field who can do that, and I feel like my coaches trusting me to know that I can shift the game like that. I feel like that's obviously important. So I feel like I want to take advantage of those opportunities every time I'm on the field.
Right, because I think I watched it was the first return against Orlando Christian Prep. It was either a punt or a kickoff, and I think you almost
Yeah, I
broke
had a
that one
kickoff.
too.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
I
I had
think
a
there was one before
kickoff.
that, right? Was that a kickoff?
I had two kickoff returns, one for 63 yards, one for 75,
Yeah, it's like just a matter of
or
time at
one for
that point.
83. I apologize. Yes, sir.
Wow. That's wild. So now let's transition to DB. Can you list the qualities of what makes a good defensive back?
I'd say obviously you have to be athletic, but I feel like there's a lot more than that. I feel like a lot of it is understanding the game. I feel like there's a lot of kids who are athletic but just aren't they don't you you're there's more than just being athletic. You have to be able to put yourself in the right positions, and understanding the game is a huge aspect of that. Just because you can be as athletic as you want, but if you're not in the good position or understanding what you're doing in the game, I feel like that's a big aspect. So I feel like being having knowledge of the game, having great feet and technique, and just honestly the having confidence. A lot of people don't play with confidence, and I feel like that leads them to not make big plays. And I feel like if you're confident in your ability and your technique and you understand the game well, I feel like those things all just mesh together and you're going to be a great player.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen you put in a lot of work. What 7-on-7 has been huge for you. The off-season grind, all that camps. Can you explain just how your off-season has gone from like strength training, conditioning, 7-on-7, spring football, and then leading them in camps?
Yeah, so going into summer, obviously, to be honest, I wasn't planning on playing 7-on-7 in the first place. But then one weekend when 24K was going to Miami, they hit me up and asked if I would run with them. And honestly, that was one of the best things that's happened for me. They're a great program filled with a ton of great guys, and I feel like they've pushed me to be a better player, pushed me to connect with a lot of kids in the area that are obviously just as good. And it's just the opportunity to go around playing the top talent. Like you're playing kids from all over the country, from California to Texas to up north, like all places. So you're connecting with these guys and they're making you better. Like so when you come back and you're playing against the kids at your school, obviously you feel like you can push them because you just played against some of the best talent in the country. So I think that's been big for us and big for me, especially in my recruiting process as well, just because the exposure you get from that opportunity is unmatched. So I think that was great for me. But summer training, obviously it was a big deal. I work with my DB trainer, Coach Lindsay. He's been good for me for the past couple of years. Puts a lot of talent on the field. So that's been my guy for the longest. I work at Draft Academy. That's my strength training place, and then obviously my summer workouts for school. They've been pushing us as well. So I feel like those things all prepared me to be ready for the season, and especially taking up the nickel role where I've been playing a lot of, and having to be more physical and be more versatile in the run game and being able to play the pass, just being able to get that extra strength that I needed to play in the box. I feel like that's big for me.
Wow. So I mean, you talk about your off-season strength and conditioning with the at establishment. You're talking about 7-on-7. You got a DB personal trainer, and the results are what they are. I mean, if you had the outstanding first three games, kickoff classic. I mean, that's a testament to yourself and the hard work that you put in, and just your family commitment. I've seen a lot of your family post a lot of your stuff. They're all obviously at your games, cheering you on, which is awesome to see. How have they been through this whole process? I'm sure very supportive, but how have they helped you? How have they supported you in your journey?
Yeah, so family means everything to me. My dad is my dad, my mom, my brother. They're all my biggest supporters. My aunts, my uncles. They come to games. My grandparents. They're all like everyone in the family is fully invested in me, which honestly is a blessing. I know a lot of people don't have that, and that means the world to me. So they've been a huge rock in my process, being able to hold me down, understand what I need to do to be better. They're not letting me be complacent with where I'm at, always pushing me to be better. So I feel like they grow me in all aspects of life, not just football. They make sure that I'm a good man, that I'm a good student, because all those things are important as well. So I feel like throughout the process, they've been the key to where I'm at. And obviously, I feel like I get a lot of praise for being where I'm at, but I feel like they don't get as enough recognition for that. So I definitely do appreciate every single person that's been involved in my process. And I hope they keep supporting me because I know I'm going to keep doing it for them.
Right, having a support system is obviously it's a blessing, like you said. And not a lot of people have it, and when you do have it, being able to honor what they've been doing, and obviously you've been doing it through your play, through your academics, and through everything that you've done. Well-spoken young man, you're very put together. I think I saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your dad used to coach you in youth football.
Yes, sir.
And how was that process with him as your coach? And I know you had a pretty good team as well. Like, what was that like with him as your coach coming up?
Yeah, so he coached my brother growing up, and then once my brother got to high school, he kind of shifted and coached me for a bit. So honestly, just that experience, like having him to be in my life and guide me throughout this entire process. Obviously, he's been where I wanted to go. He's played college football, but I feel like it's so much more important than that, just to have that relationship, have that like the availability to just go. Not only am I talking to my coach, but I'm also talking to my dad. Like that's just important to me. Like he's been been coaching me. He's been teaching me how to be the person I am. So those are just things that I value. And obviously, now that he's in a position where he's not coaching and he can just enjoy being a dad, watching me play, I feel like that's special to me, and I value it greatly.
Right. I mean, there's nothing like seeing one of your kids chasing their dreams, being successful at it, seeing that hard work pays off. I mean, myself as a father, I can I'm a testament to that. It's just awesome to see. So I'm sure he loves every second of it. Uh, Speaking to say some of the younger kids, freshmen or sophomore, they come up to you and obviously been very successful in your high school career, and they ask you, "What do I need to do to ensure that I'm getting seen?" If they're maybe frustrated with the process, what advice would you give them to one of the younger guys about how they can get to the point where you are right now?
Yeah, so I'd say consistency is the biggest thing. Like being consistent throughout the process has made it so much easier for me. I feel like I was one of those kids. I felt like I was under recruited throughout the process. People had things to say about what kind of player I was or how I did certain things, and I feel like obviously to use those as motivators. Like people are going to tell you what you can and can't be, and I feel like you don't let that affect you, and you just keep doing you. You keep working and growing as a player and as a person. I feel like you're going to carry yourself to the point where now they can't ignore you. People try to ignore you for as long as possible until they can't, and then people are gonna see it, and that obviously worked for me. I was an under recruited player. I feel like a lot of people have felt the same way about it. And eventually, it comes to light. The truth's gonna come to light. You're gonna get your shine and your spotlight. And once you get your opportunity, don't turn back. Don't get complacent. Keep working. And obviously, you're gonna be in a position to go wherever you like, go to college, go if that's what you want to do, or just if you just want to be a great high school player. I feel like that you can get there as well. So
That's a lot of great points. Why did you choose the University of Delaware? What was it about the school, the coaching staff, the environment that made you decide to commit to them?
yeah, to be honest, relationships are a big aspect for me. I feel like I feel like we've talked about this a lot, but it's more than just football. These guys, like I feel like the guys that are there are very genuine people who care about who you are, like care about more than just football. They care about me as a person. And I honestly look for some, and especially my like a head coach and a position coach, I look for people who care or like care about you as a person. And I feel like if you like I want these people to be involved in my life years from now. Like my dad always talks about his relationships like from football, about how he still texts his head coach years later to this day. Like these people are important in his life. So I feel like he always he always preached having somebody in my life that's there for me, just like in a similar way. And I feel like the coaching staff is a special group of people who will care about me for longer than the time that I'm just at the University of Delaware. But I feel like also they're going to develop me, push me to be a better player. And obviously with their moving up to FBS and they're in the Conference USA now, I feel like that's a big opportunity for to be able to play and obviously get your spotlight.
Right, and you are early enrollee, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you can leave in January.
Yes, sir.
What are some things that you want to accomplish outside of the game of football before you go up there, before you leave?
Yeah. I think honestly, I think it's really important for me to kind of to like value the time that I still have here while I'm here. Like obviously there's the like make again my family's so important to me. My friends are so important to me. So outside of football, I feel like not only do I want to maintain being a good student, those are the easy answers. That's kind of expected from me at this point because that's what my parents always taught me to do. So I feel like now it's just kind of the point where I want to grow as a player. I want to push myself and develop myself to be at that point. But I feel like just building the connections around me and like caring for all the people who cared for me throughout this entire process. Because again, once I go up there, it's going to be time to get to work, time to prove myself, on a different state, on like a different scale now, and a different team. So again, I just want to be around the people who supported me throughout the entire process and show them how much I appreciate them.
Yeah, definitely, that's for sure. What is one thing that you're most proud about that you accomplished on the field, and one thing that you've accomplished off the field since your time at Bishop One?
Uh, I'd say when I got voted or for football, like on the field, I'd say when my teammates voted me as as the defensive MVP for that year. It was all player based, so I feel like being able to I came in as a sophomore, and I feel like I was able to make a quick impact. They voted me as a team captain when I was a sophomore, and then it continued throughout my senior year. So I feel like just being able to have that level of trust from my teammates and have that level of trust from my coaches, I feel like means a lot to me because I know that they value who I am on and off the field. So I feel like that's just something that stands out to me, like, about the group of people I'm around. And then off the field, I'd probably say I'm very proud of my grades and the way that I carry myself as a person. I feel like there's a lot of kids who get opportunities to go play or be really good at their sport or be really good at something else, and they kind of lose who they are as a person. And I feel like I've done a very good job, especially my parents have done a really good job raising me the right way, and I feel like I'm proud of the person that the way that I carry myself and the person that I am.
Exactly, for sure. So, last question: if you could talk to yourself as a freshman, what would you tell yourself at this point about the journey, about the process, or anything that you could tell that individual? What would you tell them?
Um, I'd say value the time you have and enjoy the process because I feel like at the time, again, I being a young kid and obviously wanting to strive for offers or get recognition, you think about all that stuff all the time and you feel like you let that dictate the player that you are. And looking back at it now that now having that recognition that I've always wanted, I feel like the process and just enjoying the time that I had is so much more important because high school football is something that you can't get again. And it's such a great time in your life and just such a great opportunity to have that when you're not paying attention to how much you enjoy it, it runs out really quick. I remember being a young guy on the team. I was an eighth grader and I was playing behind my brother, and now it feels like it all went by so fast. So I'd say just valuing that time that you have and understanding that part of the process is the recruitment process, and it will come eventually, but it's not going to happen the same way for everybody. So just enjoying it while it's there and letting everything come to you while just prove who you are, and it'll all work out.
That's awesome. I can tell you from watching from you from afar, just the grind that you put in, just the effort. I mean, you could see it. You could just see it jumping off. You represent yourself very well. You're a hell of a football player. You're really a hell of an ambassador for this game as well, for high school athletes and just how to get things done. Your work ethic, like, I can't speak enough about that. And then watch your game. The game matches, right? The game matches touchdowns. I see you having fun as you're scoring. That one touchdown you ran back against Randall Christian Prep. You're turning around, and that's I mean, just that passion for the game, man. It's so great to see. And I just want to say best of luck for the rest of the season. I'm going to be following you, of course. And then as you get to the University of Delaware, I know with your work ethic and as athletic as you are and the talent you have, you will be very, very successful. So I appreciate the time that you have or that you gave me. And best of luck for the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir.